So we arrived. We drove from Mfuwe this morning and we've now arrived at Mutinondo, this beautiful granite outcrop area up on the escarpment. Here we go, so Jason and I out early morning on a walk. We thought we weren't going to walk far enough in the next 10 days, so we decided to take on Mfuwe, which is the big Inselberg here at Mutinondo, so we'll see how we go. So it doesn't look like much, but still quite a way to go. Having a breather halfway up. Amazing view. So we reached the top of Mfuwe. Now we're working our way down, much harder going down, but it's worth it for the view. So today's the day, Saturday morning, everything's packed, pack on my back, water bottle filled up, all my kits, got my trusty binoculars, everything I think I need. So I'm just heading over, a quick breakfast, and then we'll be on our way. So I just lagged back behind everyone else a little bit, just to have a bit of time to enjoy the forest and look around me. It's nice to have the team pushing you along, but if you spend your whole time just looking at the backpack of the guy in front, maybe you miss some of the surroundings. In between all the forest, occasionally it breaks out and you get these beautiful drainage dambos, which you can see behind me here. Very wet in the bottom, rank grasses, lots of herbs. So we've had lunch on day one. Very welcome rest, put down the heavy pack, cooked some noodles and some nuts and a cup of tea. And now we're moving again. It's about 3 o'clock, so the heat has gone out of the day. The bush is cooling down. The forest's getting lovely golden colours, lots of bird calls, occasional sound in the distance, maybe of a diker crashing away through the bushes. I'm guessing the game up here doesn't see too many people, so they're not hanging around for photographs, that's for sure. Between all the dry woodland, come down into these little streams which run in the gullies, and suddenly you get a little pocket of different habitat. Beautiful clean water running down the bottom there. So we've arrived at our first campsite. I got here ahead of everyone else, so I've just come down to this little stream to soak my feet, cool off, just enjoy the beauty of this place. This was our campsite on night one. We all had a good sleep. It was very, very cold, much colder than any of us expected. But we survived the night. We just cooked breakfast, we're packing up, getting ready to move on. Jason and Mike. Jason is solar powered mostly. And in pata-patas currently. Made it! This is the Mwatishi stream. We're going to follow it down to where it joins the Mfuwe. And when we hit the Mfuwe, we're then on the valley floor. Jason and Jeff and Victor and Mwanga. Well done, team. It's a steep section, this part, huh?
Yeah.
Steep. It's a steep decline. It's very tough on the knees. Very rough, undulating ground. We're going to lose a lot of height today. It's very hard to show the escarpment edge, but we're looking out to the right side, straight out over the valley. We can see all the way to the valley floor. It's a pretty cool descent, but it's certainly sore on the knees. We're now on the edge of the escarpment. I don't know if you can see through the trees there, but in the distance at the back, you can see the valley floor out the back there. Incredible views, I guess we can see for 50 or 100 kilometers. So that's the Mutishi Falls down there. Hoping we're going to be able to see it a bit closer up. So there's Jason and me plodding along. It's the middle of the day, 12:30, getting hot. We set out 7:15 this morning. It's now 12:30. We've dropped 600 meters in vertical distance over about a 9 kilometer walk. And now we're very much on the valley floor. The temperature is different, the vegetation is different, it's rocky. This is another lovely rocky stream. This is the Mutishi, and this is where we stopped for Camp 2. Funny to think that this water which is going past here is cold and clear. It's going to flow into the Mfuwe and then eventually into the Luangwa and go past Mfuwe. I think we'll get there first, but not by much. Mike crossing over. We're heading towards Mutishi Falls, which are in the distance there. Check out this place. Had an incredible experience. We just climbed the waterfall behind me there right up to the top, and there's a big pool about 8 or 10 feet deep. We couldn't touch the bottom. We had a great cold swim. So we come to the end of day 2 of our walk. We started the day at about 1,300 meters up on the top of the escarpment, and we covered not much more than 10 kilometers today, but we dropped nearly 700 meters down onto the valley floor. So it was a rough day on the feet, rough day on the knees, but we arrived at our campsite where we are now just after lunchtime, so it was quite a short day of walking. And we could hear further up the Mutishi River where we are a big waterfall, so we took the afternoon to climb, hike up the river to get to the falls, and that was incredible, unbelievable experience. Swimming in rocky pools, water cascading all around us, cold water, but nice to swim in. Very cool day. So now we're back at the camp, just sorting out food and cooking, and then getting into bed early. Tomorrow's a big day. We've got to cover a bit of ground tomorrow because we covered less today and enjoyed the waterfall. I'm tired, you can tell. I think my words aren't coming out very straight. So, beginning day 3. We're down on the valley floor. We're walking in amongst Terminalia and the beginnings of Mapani woodland. We're going to head today from the Mutishi to where it joins with the Mfuwe River, and then once we cross Mfuwe, we're really getting down into the Luangwa that most people know. So we're just walking and started to notice a few trees that have been cut, and then we came across this poacher's camp. There's a lot of firewood here, and there's evidence of a dry rack where they would have been drying the meat. And the guy's saying it looks like something the size of a buffalo maybe, from the size of the racks. Using how the habitats change. Yesterday we were walking down the rocky escarpment. Today we're in a ravine on the edge of a bamboo forest. Fantastic forest of bamboos. 1 o'clock, day 3. We've done about 11 kilometers today, quite up and down, and it's hot, hot. Suddenly we break out into a Luangwa that I recognise. There's a dry lagoon, an oxbow shape, the classic Luangwa oxbow. So last evening we crossed the Mutinondo River and officially entered the South Luangwa National Park. We camped in the park last night right on the northwestern side of the park, and now we're setting off inside the park, heading towards one of the scout camps called Bush Baby Camp, where we know there's a stream that we can get water, probably about a 20 or 22 kilometre day, so big day coming up. We left early, it's about 6:30. We are on our way. So we knew there was petrified wood up here, but it's like there's a whole petrified forest everywhere we walk. Seeing big chunks, small chunks, it's really nice. You can see the shape of the trees and where they fell. Some of them big ones, maybe 50, 60 centimeters across. Up here there's a whole trunk. Look at this massive trunk. Just the scale. It's pretty big. It's nice, you can see the grain of the wood and the cross section. We found a ridge between the rivers that feed into Mutinondo, and we're trying where possible to run along the watershed rather than dipping up and down along the rivers. It's working so well so far. Done about 7 kilometers this morning in a couple of hours and making good progress. We're trying to get to Bush Baby Camp, the scout camp, maybe for lunchtime. About 15 kilometers from our overnight camp last night. And then we'll break for lunch and then try and cover another 5 or 6 in the afternoon. That'll be a good day, 20 k's or so for the day. So we just found this small stream, so we're just refilling water bottles, probably water for tea rather than water for drinking. An unusual thing, we've got a road. Woohoo! I don't know if this is a good thing. First sign of human beings for a little while, apart from us and our smell. This is the Kazweta Road, so this is a big landmark on our route. So here's the camp for night 4. A bit of a slope, but with lovely water down on the right hand side there. So it's the end of day 4. I'm just back from having a quick bath in this little stream behind me. It's been a great day. We've been walking through lovely Terminalia woodland, quite a lot of ups and downs. It's a rocky and hilly kind of country, and we covered nearly 20 k's, so it's been quite a big day. We're all pretty tired, very glad to have had a bath and or a wash anyway, and start setting up the camp. Lots of Mapani bees around in this environment, so whenever you're sweaty they're bugging you and trying to go in your eyes and ears, so it's nice to get clean and get rid of those guys. Tomorrow, another big day, hopefully another 20 k's, try and get to the Lui River. Once we get to the Lui River we're looking forward to some more game, elephant and maybe some lion, eland, and lots of plains game along the floodplains along the river. See you tomorrow. It's 6:15, day 5. I'm about to set off down and try and hit the headwaters of the Lui River today. There's a bit of lethargy today. I think everyone's tired. We're beginning to, the days are taking their toll, but moods are improved by cups of tea and good breakfast. We'll be on our way soon. The plan to hit the upper Lui today so that we find water there. And there's more incredible petrified wood here. You can really see how these were formed from trunks of trees. You almost feel like you can see the tree rings on this one. These are huge lumps. Massive big pieces. So we're now down in proper Mapani woodland, scrub Mapani. Looks like what most people would recognise of Luangwa. So we just reached a river called the Mfuwe, which feeds into the Lui, and we found this fantastic fig tree which is covered in fruit. And of course with figs, the flowers and the seeds are inside, so when you cut it open you find all manner of bugs and big wasps inside, but once you scrape out those seeds, absolutely lovely to eat. Awesome piece of petrified tree here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, something 15 meters long. A whole tree still lying in situ. We're just pushing through the tall elephant grass to get out onto the sandbars at the edge of the river. It's high adrenaline stuff. This lovely spot is Camp 5. Water and a beautiful view. So today feels like a great day. We covered a big 22 kilometers over a lot of up and down, but we reached the top of the Lui River, so it feels like we're over the hump and we're on our way downhill heading home, which is a pretty cool feeling. Also, having covered a great distance today, we've got more time to enjoy the Lui River, where we know we're going to find a lot more elephant and some long grass, which will slow down our pace, but it'll also be really nice to enjoy it. So it's great to have covered lots of distance today. We're all pretty tired. We're in a lovely campsite right along the river. This is the Nyalobwe River, which is feeding into the Lui just about a kilometre downstream. So all in all, great day. Everyone's exhausted, just going to cook and hit the hay and then up early again. Beautiful morning, feeling great. We're going down along Lui. It's going to be beautiful. So much life all around us. We can hear bird calls. We had hyenas in the night. It's really exciting. Going to start seeing some big game and some of Luangwa's superstars. Here's the rest of the team coming along behind. So funnily enough, there's actually less water in the sandy rivers as you get closer to Luangwa. As you saw, there was a huge amount of water high up on the escarpment, lovely, clean, rocky streams. As we get lower down, to find water we have to dig in the sand, and that's fine. We can get drinking water that way, but it's difficult to get large quantities of water for washing and cooking. So our next few days of movement have to be very much governed by where we can find ready quantities of water. It's hot, it's 11 o'clock. We've reached proper Lui, the big, wide, beautiful, sandy Lui River out there behind me. Beautiful. We're hoping as we travel down it, as we pick up more and more winter thorn trees, we'll find some elephants. So we just moved off from our lovely lunch spot, shady mahogany tree right on the banks of the Lui, and started walking, and now we've got reedbuck and hartebeest on the far bank of the Lui. So the big mammals are beginning. So we stopped a little earlier this afternoon. It's 10 to 4. We wanted just to enjoy this lovely shady campsite we got here on the bank with a lovely view behind us. So I'll just spin it round. What a view over the Lui River. Good morning from the Lui River on day 7 of our big walk. Tonight we're going to get to Mkonzi camp, or even a bit further, and then tomorrow into Mfuwe. It's getting drier as we get down closer to the river. It's harder to find water. The surroundings are drier, it's much hotter. It's tough going. We've done about 14 kilometers today. We've got about 2 to go before lunch. And then we're going to try and push for another 6 or 7 this afternoon, so that tomorrow is a slightly easier day. But it's getting hot for sure. The only blessing is that our bags are lighter than they've ever been. Today, we're just arriving at Mkonzi camp for some lunch before setting off down the Mushalashi in the afternoon. So it's the last day of our big walk. We've set off from Mkonzi camp. The team are behind there, the scouts are in front. We're heading to Mfuwe. We should be there maybe by late lunch, so good to get there and the sense of achievement from that, but we're going to miss it. We were talking around the fire last night about what an incredible adventure it's been to walk from way up on the escarpment that we look at every time we do a sunset, to walk all the way down to Mfuwe. Anyway, maybe something to be repeated or something else like it. Through beautiful habitat along the Mutinondo River. We're just going to stop in a sec in a beautiful shady area where the river is very narrow with high banks. So we're about to get our first sight of the River, which is our final destination, and the bridge, which is our end goal. Slowly through the thickets because it's very thick. Big risk of hippos and elephants in here. But I can see over the bank there, we're going to see the River, and then the bridge on the left. So this marks the first sight, the end of our walk. There we go, I can see it on the left there. It's the main Loangwa Bridge in Mfuwe, and a sign that we completed our walk. So we made it. We arrived now on the bridge. There's the Loangwa behind me. There's some elephants drinking in the river behind us there. Go on, Six!